This is WKYT This Morning.
Rise and shine and good morning. Thank you so much for starting your day with us here on WKYT. I'm Andrea Walker.
And I'm Bill Bryant. Here we are. It's September 6th, everybody. A Tuesday that's going to feel a little bit like a Monday for those of you who hopefully enjoyed your Labor Day weekend.
Now at 6, we're learning new details about a broad daylight shooting at a Lexington gas station.
Also this morning, Georgetown college students are on alert this morning after a campus apartment was hit by bullets.
And the Richmond City Commission will meet again today to discuss wages for the city's police department.
And we're going to check in with Micah first thing up this morning to see what is going on as he will let us know that we enjoy a temperature. We're going to hit the 90s again today, it looks like,
it's going
right?
to be hot.
Hot. It is going to be a pretty steamy day. 66 degrees in Frankfort. Lexington at 68 and London coming in at 63 degrees. We get into your afternoon right around 90, mostly sunny skies and staying dry. That is the key. But you know what? We'll have the heat the next couple of days. That'll take you off into your Thursday too. Now Thursday evening into the night, that's when some storms move on in. We're going to go over that coming up in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
And we'll see you shortly. Let's get right to the news.
We are tracking breaking news out of southern Kentucky this morning. State police say one person has been hit by a train in Whitley County.
Now, the details remain limited at this moment, but here's what we do know. Police are telling us it happened around 2 o'clock this morning in the Rockoles community. That is near Highway 26 between Corbin and Williamsburg. The railroad track really follows along at 26 there. We're working to gather more information about the incident. We'll continue to update you on air and online at WKYT.com when we learn more. But again, confirmation by WKYT News that one person has been hit by a train this morning in Rockoles in southern Kentucky. And we're learning new details about a shooting at a Lexington gas station. Police say Antonio Simpson is now charged in connection to the case.
WKYT's Lauren Miner joins us live with more on the investigation. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Bill and Andrea. Well, police are still looking for the shooter involved, but they do have one man behind bars this morning. And 21-year-old Antonio Simpson is being charged with possession of a firearm by a wanted felon and receiving stolen property. The shooting happened just after 4 p.m. yesterday at the Marathon on Trent Boulevard. Police say a 35-year-old man was at one of the gas pumps when someone shot him 4 times in the abdomen and once in the head. The man was then taken to UK Hospital, where he immediately went into surgery. He remains in the hospital this morning with serious injuries. Now, the shooting is still under investigation, and police are still trying to figure out what was the reason behind the shooting. Reporting live in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
Lauren, thank you very much.
We want to welcome her to the staff,
yes,
by the way. Yeah,
she's doing a great job.
She certainly is, early on.
As Georgetown college students head back to class this morning, safety is a top priority. It comes after someone fired shots at an apartment complex on campus on Labor Day.
The Georgetown police say the bullet struck at least 2 apartments and ended up inside at least one of those units in the Hambrick Village there on campus. People living in the apartments say they are not sure why somebody would want to shoot into their apartments, but they say they're thankful because it could have been a much worse situation.
One of my roommates, his bed is right on the other side of this wall. He's leaned up against the wall probably about this high. So the bullet, if it had continued to go through, it would have. But it stops right here.
Georgetown police say they do have security patrols in the area, both on foot and in cars. They say they are now looking over security camera footage to see if they can find some further details about what exactly happened there. What a scary situation.
I know. Those got inside the apartment.
Right.
That's amazing.
Exactly, and nobody hurt.
Yes, thank goodness. We could find out today if 2 Laurel County parents will face murder charges after police say their 7-week-old baby died after being abused.
Gary and Jessica Nicely are both due in court today for preliminary hearings. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office has charged both parents with assault and wanton endangerment. Deputies say both parents claim the other is responsible for what happened to the baby. The baby's twin was injured as well and is still at Kentucky Children's Hospital.
The Richmond City Commission will meet once again today to discuss further wages for the city's police department. WKYT's Sean Moody is at the alert desk with details. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Andrea. This is something that's been an issue there in Richmond for months now. Several police officers have left the department this year, many of them for other police departments. People who want to increase the pay for police there say it's all about keeping those officers in town. This is the only topic listed on the agenda for today's special meeting. The last time it came up was at a workshop in August. One of the commissioners questioned whether the city could find a way to address this issue with a little more urgency and suggested portions of the pay increase proposal could go ahead. The issue really got a lot of traction after Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was shot and killed back in 2015. After that happened, a group calling themselves the Ellis Coalition started pushing for that pay increase. That's been going on for most of this year. On their Facebook page, they've asked people to show up at today's meeting. The interim police chief told us before one of the city commission meetings this summer that the department has a lot of young officers because so many senior officers are leaving. As of July, he said 15 officers had left the department so far in 2016. He said increasing pay would create an incentive for those experienced officers to stick around. Now, Richmond Mayor Jim Barnes has said he wants to make sure that an increase in pay would make financial sense for the city. In the meeting last month, he said he didn't think the proposed pay scale was affordable for the city. Bill, Andrea, back to you.
Sean, thank you very much. Police in Mount Sterling say 6 people faced charges after police broke up a large drug operation. A manager at the Mount Sterling Days Inn says he noticed a lot of people going in and out of a room, so he called police. Investigators say they found meth inside that room. The 6 suspects have been charged with making and trafficking meth. This comes less than 2 weeks after police made arrests for a string of overdoses in Montgomery County. Now, some concerned citizens, along with county officials, have formed a group to fight the county's drug problem.
This goes to show that our police department is committed to battling the dealers as much as possible. You know, it's something that you're never going to be able to really conquer, you know, but you can put a dent in it, and that's what we're trying to do here.
The group called Montgomery County Adapt plans to hold a forum on fighting the recent drug epidemic at Montgomery County High School. It will be held September 15th.
A second person is now facing charges this morning for a robbery in Whitley County. The sheriff's office there says deputies arrested Glennis Nance over the weekend. Investigators say he and Isaiah Canada robbed someone at knife point at the High Top boat ramp last month. The victim says the 2 men claimed that they were park rangers. Deputies arrested Canada last week. They say they also found meth at Nance's home.
A new roller coaster in the Smoky Mountains has officially reopened. Leaders of Dollywood and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, say they took Lightning Rod out of ride rehearsal mode on Friday, and it reopened to the public just in time for Labor Day weekend. The ride first opened earlier this year, but closed a week later after some parts of the roller coaster were recalled. Dollywood leaders say in recent weeks the ride has been running consistently well with no issues.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
All looks well as you step out the door early this morning. There is nothing going on. If you're getting back into the swing of things and had a nice long weekend, I hope everything went well for you. And this morning actually looks pretty good as you're heading back to work, too. Huge dome of fire pressure off toward the east that's funneling in some warm, moist air. Not only that, but look all across Ohio River Valley, Mississippi Valley. Go down into the southeast. There's nothing going on because of this. As long as this is there, that keeps us dry and keeps us pretty calm the next few days. E-Town looks good heading down BG Parkway all the way to 65. Louisville, I've heard of no issues heading toward Louisville across 64. 75 coming from Lexington to Florence, and then take Lexington all the way to the London-Corbin area and also into Whitley County. Over the Jellicoe Mountain into Tennessee, things look really nice. Now, temperature-wise, it's not all that bad, but I will tell you this, yesterday felt much better yesterday morning. I know a lot of us probably weren't even up at this time yesterday morning. Sleeping in a little bit, rubbing it in on my Facebook and Twitter page. I'll take it. It's all good. I hope you guys had a good time sleeping on in. 63 degrees now in Danville. Cross 150 off into Springfield. It looks pretty good there in Washington County for my friends there. Lee, Wolf, Breathitt, Magoffin, Morgan, Menifee, you guys look good today, right around 90 degrees, and we're holding on to mostly sunny skies. So we're staying dry again today. You got to remember, yesterday we finished off at 91 here in Lexington, and so we'll be right there again today. Upper 80s, lower 90s for everybody. Warm and humid air will be ahead the next few days, and it'll stay dry too. Now, once we hit Thursday off into your Friday, that's when some storms move on in. So it is later on in the work week. For the most part, the next few days look pretty dry. I've had this question the past few days. When does fall officially begin? Well, fall officially starts, just a little tidbit, little nugget as you head off to work early this morning, September 22nd. at 10:21. So we still have about 6 days left. I mean, 16, that is. You're going, can you not count? I mean, it's 6:09, I get it, but geez. We have about 16 days left before we actually hit the first official day of fall, and it will start to feel like it later on this weekend. Saturday is your best chance of rain. There's no doubt about it. That's when the front will be over us. Pushes through. Sunday actually looks really nice. It's 76 degrees. Getting these shots of cooler air, it's been really nice. It really has.
Oh, it's a great start to September.
Absolutely.
And, literally, you could not find a cloud in the sky on Sunday,
great,
at times. Yeah,
beautiful.
really
Perfect.
good.
That's exactly right.
All right, Micah, thank you. 6:10 right now.
Each morning we bring you weather and traffic together.
And let's go check out on Officer Don. Look what's happening out there on the roads. Have you recovered from red, white, and boom there, Don?
Not really.
I figured that'd be the answer.
At least look presentable, I hope. So
You're all right.
We'll see how it works out. 3 days of a lot of fun, no doubt about that. Hey, first look outside this morning. Just check the interstate. 75 looks okay. No problems on Nicholasville Road inbound past Manor as we get a live look at what's happening around Lexington. Now, as far as our drive times goes, no major delays right now coming in from Winchester on 64. Also in pretty good shape right there. Richmond and Manor, live look. That's courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government Traffic Cam. Beautiful shot there with no problems through that intersection. We'll keep you up to date throughout the morning. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, as you can see, things are getting busy out there. Thank you, Don. And we have a lot more coming up for you Tuesday morning on WKYT. Hope you'll stay right here.
Still to come, Bill Cosby's lawyers will push to suppress key evidence in the sexual misconduct case against him today. More on the hearing when we come back.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. Seems we've been talking about the U.S. presidential election a long time.
Right, and now they're really kicking into high gear,
right.
if you can believe it.
This morning, the surge to the finish line is underway. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are stumping for votes today in key battleground states.
Both candidates courted workers in Ohio yesterday and gave interviews with reporters on board their private planes. Hannah Daniels has the latest from Campaign 2016.
Hillary Clinton enters the final stretch of the election season, promising the media greater access to her campaign. The Democratic nominee traveled aboard her new plane to Illinois and Ohio on Labor Day yesterday, this time with reporters eager to ask her about the FBI investigation into her email scandal.
The fact I couldn't remember certain meetings doesn't in any way affect the commitment that I had and still have to the treatment of classified material.
Clinton sought to keep the focus on Donald Trump and his alleged ties to Russia.
He urged the Russians to hack more, in particular, hack me.
She didn't have the energy to go to Louisiana, and she didn't have the energy to go to Mexico.
Trump also invited reporters on board his private plane while in Ohio, where he refused to rule out amnesty for millions of undocumented immigrants.
We're going to make that decision into the future, okay?
And denied his foundation made a political contribution to Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi in 2013, when she was considering joining a fraud investigation into Trump University.
I have a lot of respect for her. Never spoke to her about that at all.
The Republican nominee now says he'll participate in all 3 presidential debates against Clinton, the first of which takes place at the end of the month. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Donald Trump campaigns in Virginia and North Carolina today. Hillary Clinton will hold a rally in Florida.
President Obama continues his historic visit to Laos today. The president was supposed to meet with the Philippine president, but the White House abruptly called that off after the leader publicly insulted the U.S. commander-in-chief. Instead, Mr. Obama is meeting with his South Korean counterpart to discuss the North's latest ballistic missile launch.
Today, Bill Cosby's lawyers are expected to ask a judge to throw out 2 key pieces of evidence in the sexual misconduct case against him.
One is a deposition that the entertainer gave back in 2005 in a lawsuit by accuser Andrea Constand. In that deposition, Cosby talked about having extramarital affairs and giving other women drugs with their consent so that they would have sex with him. The other piece of evidence is a recording of a phone call between Cosby and Constand's mother. Cosby is charged with felony aggravated indecent assault from a 2004 case involving Constand. She said he gave her pills and wine at his home, leaving her incapacitated and unable to consent to sex. Cosby has pleaded not guilty. Conservative activist Phyllis Schlafly has died at the age of 92. Family members say she died at her home in St. Louis after a battle with cancer. Schlafly played a role in defeating the Equal Rights Amendment back in the 1970s. She also founded the Eagle Forum political group. The ultra-conservative group has chapters in several states and still claims 80,000 members.
We are coming up on 6/19 on your Tuesday here on WKYT. A group of companies and liquidators have bid $243 million at a bankruptcy auction for U.S. teen clothing retailer Aeropostale. If approved, the deal could potentially keep 229 of its 800 stores open. The retailer had filed for Chapter 11 in May, citing strong online competition. A new study finds people still like to read the old-fashioned way. Pew Research says 65% of Americans read a print book in the last year. That's more than double the number that read an e-book and 4 times more people than who turned out to an audiobook. The survey also found people reading e-books are more likely to use a tablet or smartphone over dedicated e-readers. The parent company of KFC and Pizza Hut says it will sell a stake in its China division ahead of spinoff later this year. The Louisville-based company says the deal is valued at $460 million and should be completed by the end of October. The company, which also owns Taco Bell, by the way, says its China operations account for about half its revenue. Shares of Yum China will begin trading on the New York Stock Exchange in November. And starting today, Starbucks is giving customers something new to drink to. In addition to its popular pumpkin spice latte, the company is launching its chili mocha. The spicy new addition to its fall lineup will feature mild ancho chilies with a hint of cayenne pepper. What do you think about that? That'll get you going in the morning.
Right. We'll see about that one. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I think I'll ask somebody else. How was that?
Yeah, I'm not going for it.
Then maybe try it out. WKYT this morning is just getting started. We're so glad you're with us here on this Tuesday morning as we get the work week really off and moving. An Idaho bus driver is without a job after video shows her mistreating students. A closer look at what she's accused of doing. Coming up on WKYT this morning.
We're looking good for today. Heat is building in the forecast today, tomorrow, and off towards your Thursday. But Thursday night into Friday, that's when things start to change just a bit. I'll have that in your forecast coming up.
Welcome back to WKYT this morning. The time now is 6:24 on your Tuesday. A man faces charges in connection to a shooting at a Lexington gas station.
That's what's trending this hour here at WKYT News. It happened at the Marathon gas station on Trent Boulevard yesterday. Lexington police say a 35-year-old man was shot 4 times in the stomach and once in the head at one of the gas pumps. This morning we've learned that police have arrested Antonio Simpson following the shooting. Investigators Simpson say though that Simpson is not the shooter, but is charged in connection to the case. All right, heat and humidity combined once again today. It's going to get up there. Here is meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, we'll be right around 90 degrees later on this afternoon, just like yesterday. And you know what? We'll do it again tomorrow, and we'll do it again on your Thursday, too. It's a pretty good day, and humidity was down yesterday. That helped us out big time. It hit 91 in Lexington yesterday, and with the kids out of school, when the kids are out of school in my neighborhood, my little circle in my neighborhood is jam-packed with kids. I'm always out there playing. You know, I got a 3-year-old, so we're always outside playing. And I really didn't sweat all that bad. It wasn't too bad. You'll start to feel it in the upcoming days. Your emoji cast looks pretty good. You can see some happy faces all across the board there. 7 a.m. looks good. Noontime, I don't see any issues. Afternoon, still, like I said, pretty warm, but humidity still down just a bit. Tomorrow, off into your Thursday, you'll start to feel the humidity, the moisture creep on in. And so the heat remains with the moisture creeping on in. Typically, you put those two together, it's a bad combo because that means some storms are on the horizon. I'm going to show you when they move on in, how that's going to affect Friday night football, and some festivals this weekend. I'll have that coming up.
Okay, we'll see you shortly. Thank you. 6:25 now.
A school bus driver in Idaho is now without a job after cell phone video shows her allegedly mistreating a student.
That's Northside Bus Services employee Mary Black, or it was. Black has since been fired after this cell phone video emerged showing her reportedly pouring water on an 8th grader. The student claims that Black was retaliating after he accidentally dropped his bottle of water on her. Fellow students say Black was mistreating them for a while, but this time it was caught on tape.
If you speak to me, you speak to me in English. I live in America and it's an English-speaking country. So if you want to speak to me, you speak to me in English.
The school district superintendent says he is aware of the video and they are investigating the incident. But again, the decision apparently has been made that she has been dismissed from her driving duties there.
That's what happens when you get cell phones on buses.
Right. These days, lots of things like that are recorded. 6:26 is our time. Tuesday morning on WKYT. So good to have you with us. We have a lot of news on the way for you.
That's right. A Lexington restaurant is giving away some free treats today. Find out where and when you can get one at 6:30.
Tonight's Mega Millions is $101 million. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot, $186 million. Keep it here on WKYT this morning.